Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News, where we trade different. Today it's December the 4th, 2020. This is going to be our Apple stock price prediction. I'm going to update you all on the market for Apple. As y'all can see, it is still trading within the channel. Now, before we go a little bit in depth into our analysis of what the trap is anticipated to do, make sure before you go, you support the channel by liking the video, sharing the video, and also subscribe to the channel. We want to make sure that you all stay updated and see the content that we are delivering in an easy format. You know, there's so much fundamental analysis that is ongoing on this particular platform, specifically YouTube, that just wastes your time. The only thing that matters is price. The only thing that matters is what you and I are willing to pay for these particular products. That's it. It doesn't matter how much revenue or EBITDA or earnings per share that these particular companies hold, because does that matter to you on how much you're willing to pay for it? No, it doesn't. Everyone wants to have the cheaper price and sell at a higher price. That's the whole gist of the market. You want to buy a cheaper product and sell it to somebody else at a higher price. That's in every market. Nobody wants to buy high and sell low, period. So the fundamental analysis jargon that is ongoing in these particular markets doesn't pan out in sense of when to get into the market and when to get out, because you'll never know that. So now, Apple stock price prediction. You guys can see right here on our last video that we did in Apple, which was on the 20th of November, or November 23rd, we played the weakness into the market. We anticipated and predicted that the trap was going to lower the value of Apple stock. Now, the trap is the individual you see on the bottom left side of my screen. He is the criminal. That's the crook. He's the one that's trying to take your money. And he's not even worried about earnings per share or EBITDA or gross revenue, any of those particular fundamental analysis that individuals try to utilize in their anticipation where a stock is going to go. He doesn't care about that either. So he did bring the value of Apple stock to the downside of what we anticipated, and it's not by coincidence that he came and touched exactly what we expected him to touch, right there around $112.50. He did that on the 24th. Not a surprise, right there. So at least 4.16% profitability into the market on that standpoint. Now it's done, it's over. We have some other information that he has dropped for us over the last couple of days since we did our last video. So now we need to update you all on what we're seeing based off what he has left us behind. Now, Apple is clearly, even within this channel, this market is still trending higher price. The only problem is that we're coming towards a restriction area in Apple that he could not even break the price above $125 back in October. Will he be successful this time? Let's find out. So let's look at this market real quick on a 3-day time frame at Apple. You guys can see here that the market is still pretty much in a trading channel, but we need to identify if he's going to break it. And if he's going to break it, it's going to be to the upside. We need to see if that's going to occur. 5-day time frame for Apple. The market looks pretty good. The market looks pretty healthy, at least to try to anticipate some continuation of movement higher in price. Now we might see a couple of days to where he'll get rejected around $125. But eventually, based off this 5-day time frame, he is definitely inching to try to break that to the upside, even on the weekly time frame right now. You guys can see here that he wants to continue to bring the value of Apple higher. Simple. 3-week time frame looks even better. The market in Apple is definitely exhibiting to us strength. So why would you expect this market in Apple to go lower right now? Monthly time frame, again, these different time frames are all exhibiting to us that there's strength still here into the market for Apple. So I think you know what our forecast is going to be. And we're going to give you all the forecasts without spending 25-30 minutes talking about their earnings reports, talking about what analysts' recommendations are. We already have an idea as to what the market sentiment is, and we didn't even go through all of that because it doesn't require that. So now let's go ahead and do this real quick, and we'll go ahead and let you go. Okay, so based off of multiple time frames we're seeing into the market in Apple, we are going to play some of that strength here. Okay, we are. Now when let me show you on the 5-day time frame. I wanted to show you that the support area now has to be here around 120. Okay, we see this market break 120 to the downside, then that definitely means that there's more sellers entering the market around that restriction area 125, and that he's losing the battle. Okay, so we need to see that hold 120 right there around that vicinity. It's not precise, but it's around that area, $120. We need to see that. Now, how high can we see the market go? Well, when you look at the weekly time frame, you guys can see here around 128, 130 was the last time that he found this area of restriction. So around 128 is where we'll go ahead and TP the market out in Apple. Okay, definitely it could go a lot higher in the long term, based off the monthly time frame. You guys can see that there is a lot of strength being revealed in the market for Apple on the monthly time frame. So much so that we could even possibly come all the way up there to 130 to 135 from the monthly perspective. Okay. So that's it. It's your turn now. What do you all see into the market in Apple? You see higher, lower price. Do you think the trap is going to break this restriction area of 125? Tell me your thoughts. Give me a comment in the comment section as to what you think about Apple. We're going to TP the market around 128. Okay. But we're going to extend it up there just a little bit higher just to compensate from the long term in the market in Apple. And again, we need to see price hold 120 at least. I'm gonna bring it down to like 118 because I am seeing some tops over there on the daily time frame that he can actually try to grab and test there too. And that's it. Now you can get back to your regularly scheduled programming. Tell me your thoughts. Give me a comment. Make sure you maintain a profitability. And as always, trade different.